Hi, my name is Kamga. Welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be answering the question why people don't want to help you. Not because you asked a question or anything, but anyway, sometimes in life, it feels like nobody is going out of their way to actually give you some assistance. You ask for advice, you ask for money, you ask for help of any kind, and people don't really want to go out of their way to help you. And it may seem like something is wrong with you, or maybe the world is a terrible place. But I've been thinking a little bit about this question, and I had a conversation with somebody. It wasn't really a conversation. It was more like they left a question in a Discord group that I'm part of. I answered the question, and then their feedback just really got me thinking about why people don't help people. Why is it that when you ask for help from mentors, or when you look for a mentor, or when you want to get help from somebody who is ahead of you on your journey, or even some financial assistance during tough periods, you don't get the help? So I came up with five reasons why, and maybe you can add some. But here, just a rundown. I'm going to explain a little bit, but in case you want to click out of this video or stop listening to this audio, then at least you have the main point. So the first one is this. 1, you haven't done your homework. 2, you know everything. 3, you haven't done anything with what they gave you in the past. 4, you want them to find, choose, swallow, and be grateful for you. 5, you expect them to help. So those are the 5 reasons why I think people don't want to help you. I'm going to break them down now in a bit. Now, if this is the first time you're watching any of my videos or listen to this podcast or wherever you're doing this, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, do all the things, and let's get into the video. First one, you haven't done your homework. The last thing people need is to tell you things they can Google, things you can Google. So the reason why people aren't helping you is that you aren't coming up to ask for help like someone who has actually tried to help themselves. So people find it difficult. I know personally, I find it very difficult to help somebody when I can sense that they haven't even tried. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't even try, who doesn't even research, for example, in the Discord group, if there are different channels with different resources and you are already using the resources that are there, why should I even bother directing you? Like when I ask you a basic question, for example, about whatever it is that we're doing together, and you're not able to tell me or show me that you have tried, then I'm less likely to give any kind of assistance. I know, because when it's been the reverse, I've seen people who are actually able to help me more when they know that I have tried and I'm stuck, and they can give me specific feedback to help me move forward. Or for example, even when it comes to like African parents or parents in general, if you want your parents to be able to help you get something that you want, they are much more likely to help you. I mean, most parents, I believe, are much more likely to help you and complete the sum you need if they know that you have tried to save some of the money. So that's the first one. You haven't done your homework. So if you want people to help you more, go ahead and do your homework. Number 2, you know everything. So you know the kind of person who asks for help, but sounds like they're not asking for help. So it almost feels like you're telling them something they already know. In this case, your arrogance leaves little room for the humility required for people to even bother with you. So when you're the kind of person who comes off like you know everything, you just have forgotten how to do this particular thing at this particular time, people who know how to do it will sense that. You're just pretending to want help. You're pretending to ask for help. You don't really want help. You just want to show that you can do it by yourself and take credit for things that you didn't do. Number 3, you haven't done anything with what they gave you in the past. Now, this one is one I'm very much guilty of, because one of the reasons why I stopped asking people like online mentors or people in general for help is because I realized that I was asking for all this help. People would give me the assistance. They would tell me, why share more or help you when you've done nothing with the previous advice or assistance? When people already tell you what to do, here's how to make money, here's how to start an e-commerce business, here's how to edit a book, here's how to start a YouTube channel. Like when you've already been given so much information, but you haven't done anything with it, what's the point? Why would anyone try to do more? That's actually one of the reasons why people aren't helping you, because you aren't doing anything with the information that they've already given you. So if you want to get more help, start using what you have. Number 4, I like this one because this is like the typical Cameroonian version of it. You want them to find, chew, swallow, and be grateful for you. So it's a thing. It's actually a little bit, the imagery is not very, very pleasant, but if you know, you know. The thing is, you stop asking people to become your unpaid interns at the job of your life. One of the quotes that I really like, I don't know who said this, it was something like, don't outsource your education. I mean, I think I've said this in different ways, but the idea of we live in this life and then we try to make other people pay for our lives. We try to make other people responsible for the things that we should be responsible for, like our education, for example. And so I think that when people notice that you want them to do everything, you want them to buy the course, you want them to take the course for you, you want them to set up your business, you want them to give you the profit, you want them basically to do everything for you, and then you do nothing. Who does that without getting paid? Nobody wants to be an unpaid intern. So if you're asking for help and you want the person to do everything, you're less likely to get the assistance. That's for sure. Number 5, you expect them to help. Now this one, this is the last one I wrote, and I really like the way I thought about it at the time. But it's like, Because someone is ahead of you in life or has more money or more experience doesn't mean they have to help you. This expectation, mixed with your arrogance, makes it hard for anyone to feel any empathy towards your situation. When you go to ask for help and you have the expectation that you will receive it, that's different from being hopeful or being positive or having a positive mindset or a growth mindset where you think things will work out well. It's one thing to go in there and ask someone without any idea of, well, they could say no and that'll be fine. If you think, oh, the fact that you've asked means that they will give you advice, money, whatever, you don't know. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes me anything. I can't ask for example, if you watch the previous video here where I talked about the whole people don't care. Like, I know for a fact that nobody owes me watching a video. Like, you watch the video because it gets you value. That's pretty much it. So if I'm not giving you something, you're not getting anything. So if you're asking for help and you expect people to give you the help just because you exist, that's rude. That's rude and disrespectful. Most people, when they sense that kind of attitude, they are not going to do so. Now, since you've watched up to this particular end or listened up to the end of the video, I'm going to now reverse these things so that you can know how to actually get help, because we all need help. I know I've needed help my whole life. I know I will need help. No one is an island. So how do you fix this? How do you now get to the point where you can get help whenever you need help? There are people who've been able to get people like Tim Cook to become their mentors. The people who've been able to get mentors in all kinds of places and get assistance and get money to start businesses just because they were able to understand some of these principles. So the first one, you haven't done your homework. Now, if you do your homework, if you know who you're talking to and you research the issue that you're dealing with and you come to this person knowing where they're coming from, how you can help them, what value you're bringing to the table, they are much more likely to now want to help you. So it's a win-win. It's not just a thing of they're pouring into your cup. You are coming in there like, yes, I need your help, I need your advice, I need your mentorship, but here's what I'm bringing to the table. And also, by the way, I have done my homework. And if you're able to get me to move this needle, you would feel like you've done something helpful because I've done my research and I know the kind of person that you are. So do your homework. Number 2, you know everything. So the reverse here is you don't know everything. When you come to the room and you're acting like you know everything, people don't want to help. So what's the best way? You don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You also want to know and show where you're lacking, because it's okay. It takes a certain level of humility and self-awareness to be able to know, like, oh, okay, so I have done my research on ABCD. Here's what I'm not understanding. Can you help me with this thing? I know that you did the paper on this, or that you've read this, or that you started a business when you were 14. You have more experience than I do. Could you help me with this particular thing? So there's a way that you could say it. There are ways that you could communicate this humility and this understanding. But when you act from a place of knowing and acknowledging that you don't know everything, people can sense that humility and they're much more likely to help you out. Number 3, you haven't done anything with what they gave you in the past. Now, this one's actually very easy. The first time you ask for advice, maybe you're lucky, somebody gives you. When you open a YouTube channel, if you want to start, for example, a YouTube channel, how to start a YouTube channel, and you go ahead and start it. You go ahead and try to build an audience. You go ahead and try to do an ebook. You go ahead and try to start a business. You're much more likely to get assistance from people who are ahead of you when they can see proof of your implementation of previous information. So if you want to get help, use the things you've been told until you get stuck, and then get help from that particular point on. Number 4, you want them to find you, swallow, and be grateful for you. So you don't want them to do everything for you. You want to just get pointers. You want to just get a kind of feedback that you can use to move forward. Let me give you a very weird example. So I don't wear glasses anymore. I shouldn't wear glasses anymore. I wear contacts. And when I started to wear the contacts, they were very, very difficult. I had a very hard time putting them on because it was weird. Putting this thing in your eye and it's sailing inside. You have to push, and these are hard contacts. So it's a little bit larger than smaller soft contacts, and so it takes like some practice and just getting used to fighting that blink reflex. So when I went to the hospital to try to put them on for the first time, I kept getting thing off. It kept falling. I was getting really frustrated, not visibly, because my frustration is usually like my breath gets deeper and deeper and I just get very quiet. And so what I needed at that point was just specific feedback. So one of the people, the contact lens specialist there, basically gave me one piece of feedback. Feedback was push it to the side. So like when I was wearing it, she looked up, she saw what I was doing, and then she just said push it to the left. And once I did that, it worked. And so for me, that instant just showed the kind of person that I was, and it just translated to the way people sometimes, when you know exactly the kind of information that you need to move forward, somebody is much more likely to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes and tell you, okay, do ABCD. And all these things, if you think about it, they go together. Because if you're able to use the information that you have, if you're able to be humble, if you're able to acknowledge that you don't know everything, if you're able to do your own homework, you are much more likely to know exactly where you need help and find someone who can help you and speak to them in a way that makes them want to help you. Now, the last one, you expect them to help. Don't go expecting anybody to help you. Go with the hope that they will, but expect that they won't, so that when they don't, you're fine. So nobody's here, nobody owes you anything. You don't owe me anything. I don't owe you anything except value from each other. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's why people don't help you. And I hope at the end that you're able to now know how to take this and move forward. Now, let me know if you watch up to the end of the video, what ways you have been able to use in your life to get assistance from people, whether it's money, whether it's opportunity, whether it's internships, whether it's mentorship. How have you used some of these techniques, or which other techniques have you used? Which other methods have you used? Which other mindset have you used to be able to get to the point where you can get people who were like out of your league to help you? You know, let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.